The Lego Joker freaks me out. Now you're probably being like, oh, why does the Lego version of the Joker freak you out? Why are you so scared of the Lego Joker of all things? Though I don't have a lot to be scared of the Lego Joker, I have a couple of things. This is probably gonna be a short video, but I feel like I need to talk about it. So let's talk about it. The first reason I don't fancy looking at the Lego Joker is his character design. Now there's two specific character designs that I am the most terrified of. So the first one is the original from Lego Batman, like the first Lego Batman video game, and any points off of that. When it comes to that Lego Joker, his design, though it does seem a little basic to some extent, at least for me, I feel like the simplicity is what makes it kind of creepy. Someone's sinister look is more cemented and much easier to convey when it's a more simple look to the face. If you look at a picture of the Lego Joker, I mean, the first thing you'll notice is that he needs to brush his teeth desperately. But number two, it's just like, I don't know what it is about the hair he has. The pointy cat ear almost look. It's kind of like, besides it being one of the most prominent parts of his head, prominent parts of his face, not only is it attention getting, but also it's like, the colors is also kind of complementary to what his personality is. And also the fact that green, especially like a bright set green or dark purples or bright purples and just colors like that, I tend to find those kinds of colors to be probably the creepiest. And also a white pale face, I feel like that's kind of creepy because you don't have natural skin like that. It's just something about that kind of look. One of the most terrifying parts is the fact that he has unkept looking teeth, straight up yellow grill. His appearance being like the brightest thing in the room compared to the rest of the city or the rest of the setting. The lack of color and the darkness of it all, and then this bright colored clown dude just showing up out of nowhere, freaky. It's gonna convey one or two things out of you. If something really colorful shows up in a dull area, you're either gonna think that person is crazy, or you're gonna think, oh, this person's a good person. But in Joker's case, especially with his face, that's not the case. As for the original, it's kind of, you know, it's creepy, but the most creepiest one is his newer design because the smile is bigger, the teeth are more pronounced, the hair, though more slicked back, still has that same look to it. The suit has a brighter color now, it's greener, has more extremely vibrant colors, which makes his whole appearance much more appalling and also freaky. I just don't like the way it looks. I wouldn't even want to see someone in a regular purple suit, let alone this many colors. While clowns are creepy on their own, when you give them style and decent apparel, it makes them even more sinister. I don't like it. And the fact that he also has access to a giant artillery of weapons. Also, his facial features is more pronounced cheekbones, more dramatic eyebrows, and a much more sinister eye shape. His face also can be very altered and more creepier due to angles, the angles of eyebrows, the angles of the eyes from certain positions, things like that. I'll even put pictures here to show you what exactly I mean. We've got like this one picture of him showing off a photo of his face. I don't know what it is, but his eyes being a little bigger in this image is what makes him freaky looking. Also, I think it's just the unrealistic appearance of Lego characters. I can't see anyone looking like this ever. The fact that also his eyes look soulless. I don't know how to feel. Like, I'm terrified looking at this one picture I have of him where he's just staring at the camera straight up, just staring. The next point is his laugh. This is more pertaining to the original Lego Batman video game where he doesn't do anything but laugh and grunts. Because again, this is a psychopath who runs around the city causing havoc and all he does is make sounds. Like, you wouldn't want to hear him go in a dark alleyway. You wouldn't want to hear that at night. Like, I'm going to run for my life if I see that. The second game, his voice when he talks, still sinister, but it's more like the still images is what's still creepy about him. Non-verbal is way more effective than verbal in my opinion. The next point is the cutscenes, especially the first cutscene of the Lego Batman, well, second technically, when they're in the city and things like that and the villains are out. The main point I'm trying to get to with this point is the helplessness of the background characters, the police, the bystanders, everybody in the city being basically helpless to a bunch of villains who are smarter than them, more manipulative, and just have powers. When you're standing there helpless to a person who is psychotic. And on top of that, you're also helpless to a bunch of laughing gas that makes you laugh basically till you die, I guess. Like, could you imagine getting tickled to death? Which, by the way, have y'all ever watched VeggieTales on the story of Esther, where the Peony brothers get sent to the island of perpetual tickling? That scared me as a kid, and so did the Grim Reaper looking dude who was taking them out the door. I didn't want to get in trouble and get sent to that island. Just imagining that happening to you while the person who did it to you is just laughing in your face. It's like horrifying. That makes it a lot more effective because there's no talking. And then on top of that, and also the other cutscenes, him sounding more psychotic, like him pinning the things on the wall. Here's the example. To him just laughing at Batman. Doing things like his Commissioner Gordon ransom post that he gave to Batman like this. And him and Harley Quinn combined, it makes it even worse. And everything in between when it comes to that. And also, speaking of which, the cage that Commissioner Gordon is in, terrifying as well. I don't know what that is. The next point I have is the big top music combined with other levels. So really the only one I want to talk about is, I forgot what the name of the course is called or the level, but it's like fun at the big top. There's 3 things that is the most terrifying about this course. Number 1, the Joker being there and Harley Quinn being there. Number 2 is the music. Now, this is probably gonna be the longest part of this point, but the music, when it comes to circus/acrobatic or circus-based soundtracks, it can convey one of 2 emotions. Terror, which is what this one is because it's Lego Batman, it's supposed to be dark and brooding. Or joyous, which if you want to get joyous circus music, you go to something like the circus levels from Super Mario 3D World. Because that music, it makes you feel joy, it makes you feel happy, it makes you feel like you're really in like a beautifully set circus with fun at every turn. That is one of my favorite soundtracks from there, especially the end where it's like the I love circus music. In my opinion, it's like innovative. It really gets you in the mood. Then you go to Lego Batman, and all I feel throughout the entirety of the track is somebody about to kill me? Like, I feel like I'm scared to even go outside the door because I feel like somebody just gonna murder me while this music is playing, especially at the climax. And I'll show you what that is. We'll start from point 1. First part of the song where you'll hear it right now. So the slow climb of the music, you don't feel like something horrible is going to happen, but you can sense something is off. Let's just say like you're walking through an alleyway or you're walking through a giant circus or a giant amusement park at night, an abandoned one at that. You're walking through there while strings are just playing sweet, yet a sort of like a murderous intent kind of slow climb. It's just building up. And as it continues to build up, basically from what I recollect or from what I remember is the other 2 sections, which the second section, as far as I know, is the actual climax. Or not even the climax, like the coup de grace, ultimate clash, big band, big orchestra. And the fact that it's done by a big orchestra is even creepier. And also like the note change where it goes to the like in that part of the song, that's when you know, or that's when you start getting like stabbed to death or something like that. Your helpless screams are drowned out by the horror of the orchestra playing very extremely heavy hits. And you could just imagine a murder scene happening during that part of the song. It feels non-stop. And then it does end on the third part where it's like the and in that part is when you start hearing your murderer get away, in my opinion, where you hear a laugh in the background going. Like it sounds like somebody's running away from what they just committed, the crime they committed, and you're just left to die. There's just something about this soundtrack that's just so awe-striking, yet it's so creepy. I'm horrified. I just don't know how to feel about it. But at the same time, I like it a lot. I don't know why. When that music is cued, especially the second part of that instrumental, is like when you're fighting a boss, or even when it's just like side criminals that are just running up to you and trying to fight you. Even that's creepy. Even though they're just like regular civilian people that you just can easily beat up. It's something about it. Like every time a villain comes in, the music starts getting much more crescendo or much more intense. But it's so enjoyable to listen to, yet I'm scared whenever I hear it. And again, it's at an abandoned carnival, an abandoned amusement park. Like broken signs, destroyed like clown heads, and there's a lot of clown symbolism, a lot of clown circus-esque things in this level. Even though there's people there, it still feels like there's nobody at this place. And also the fact of the matter is the level design. Like I said, all the abandoned items, the broken down pieces, and then also you hear like carnival attractions still playing music in the background. Or like the little kiddie rides that you can actually get on that sound broken yet alive still, almost. And then on top of that, the other level that I was going to talk about was, you know, Harley Quinn and Joker at the same place at this giant clock tower in Gotham. The villain is hiding in the bells or controlling the giant clock tower. It's like Luigi's Mansion almost. It's just, Gotham is a giant set at this point. Every single scene, including the ones without Joker, are freaky. Like especially like Mr. Freeze, the small little piano in the background, and the fact that you're in a giant ice cream factory, like, and also the giant snowman. Whoa, that thing is terrifying. It's always the music and then also the level design. Again, I can't take my eyes off it, but I want to. You know what I mean? Tell me if you feel the same way I feel in the comments. I don't know. The last point I have is just like, I think in the second game, Joker was trying to spread his propaganda all over the city. It's the symbolism of this creepy white dude, literally white, creepy clown man that's joining forces with even more evil people. But I feel like in the second game, the same thing isn't conveyed like it was in the first game, where it's not all freaky and creepily set. Everything isn't dark. But like, that's all the points I really have. I don't know. I just thought this would be an interesting video to make, a quick little video, you know what I'm saying? With that being said, thank y'all for watching this video. If y'all watched it the whole way, thank you. Thank you for tuning into my little delusions. Or maybe they're not delusions. Tell me if y'all agree with me in the comments, because I want to know. And yeah, with that being said, thank y'all once again. Subscribe, like, comment, share, all of that. Stay away from Joker, and I'll see all of you beautiful people in the next video. Bye!